Midna, the Twilight Princess. With TPHD on the way, she's in the spotlight again. But let's take a look at the point where she almost died. How did she survive this? What did Zelda do to save her? Oh, and yeah, spoilers. In the beginning of Twilight Princess, Midna, a Twily, teams up with Link to battle a greater evil that she cannot defeat on her own. Midna is one of the Twily, a race descendant from wielders of powerful and evil magic who were banished to an alternate dimension by the Golden Goddesses. Fitting with her initial dark nature, she has a playful, mischievous sense of humor and showed a somewhat cynical demeanor during most of the game. Midna, like all creatures from the Twilight realm, cannot tolerate light, and hides in Link's shadow when he is in the light world. The only time when she takes on her physical form is when Link is in Twilight. After being exposed to light during the game and later being healed by Zelda from the resulting injury, Midna is able to take on a physical form even in the light world. Though she still remains in Link's shadow most of the time, telling him she wants to keep a low profile. But how did this happen? What did Zelda do that she can take on her physical form in the light world? And most of all, how did she save her life? Well, it all started when Zant took over the Twilight realm and took the throne from Midna. After being thrown out of the palace and being cursed by Zant, Midna realized that by recovering the fused shadow, the form taken by the dark powers of her ancestors, she would be able to dispose of Zant and take back the throne. Donning the piece that she already held as a mask, she then headed to Hyrule to search for the 3 other pieces, where she learned that Princess Zelda surrendered to Zant to save her people from harm. Her plan gained support when she witnessed Link transform into a wolf after being pulled into the twilight that now blankets the land. Recalling a legend among her people that a hero would appear as a divine beast, Midna ultimately decides to use Link as a way to retake her throne. Midna formally introduces herself to Link after he is imprisoned in Hyrule Castle and helps him escape through the underground waterway, during which she strikes a deal with him. She helps him find his kidnapped friends, provided he helps her locate and retrieve the 3 fused shadow pieces she needs. After they gather the 3 fused shadow pieces, Zant confronts them, taking the 3 pieces and demanding to know how Midna could try and defy her king. Zant prepares to stab her with a shadow crystal, but Link attacks him to protect her and is hit instead, trapping him in his wolf form. Zant then attempts to sway Midna by convincing her to join him in his conquest of the light world. However, she quickly refuses, showing that despite her words, she seems to care for the light world. Realizing that she will not join him and that she is a threat to his rule otherwise, Zant then decides to get rid of Midna altogether, maiming her by forcing her into the light of the spirit Lanayru. Lanayru transports the cursed Wolf Link and the injured Midna back to Hyrule Field. Wolf Link takes Midna to Princess Zelda, hoping that she can remove the curse on him and heal Midna. She tells Link to find the Master Sword in the Sacred Grove to break the curse on him. Less could be said for Midna. As Midna is nearing death, she asks Zelda to grant Link access to the Mirror of Twilight, so he can stop Zant without her. Finally realizing who Midna truly is, Zelda decides to grant her light-filled soul to the Twily, though Midna tries to stop her and later claims, "I have taken everything you had to give, though I did not want it." With Zelda gone, Link and Midna set off to find the Master Sword. Beginning from here, Midna's attitude changes and she can take on her physical form in the light world. But how is this possible? She's a Twily, the light would be deadly to her. Well, there's only one explanation, and that's Zelda her healing. When Zelda saves Midna from death by sacrificing her power for Midna, Midna says in shock that, "I have taken everything you had to give, though I did not want it." Also, Midna examines her hand briefly after leaving the castle, a common gesture when looking at the Triforce piece on the back of the hand. While many guess that Zelda gave Midna her light-filled soul to keep her alive in the Light Realm, which was keeping Zelda from losing her body, it is also possible that Midna was given the Triforce of Wisdom to keep her strong and resist Ganon's power, as it did for Zelda. Let's take a look at the Triforce to see if this is even possible. The Triforce is a sacred relic that reappears throughout the Zelda series. These golden sacred triangles were left behind by the Golden Goddesses. Din, the goddess of power, Nehru, the goddess of wisdom, and Faeror, the goddess of courage, after the creation of the land Hyrule and Lorule. Hyrule's Triforce consists of 3 separate sacred golden triangles, the Triforce of Power on top, the Triforce of Wisdom left, and the Triforce of Courage right. The Triforce has the power to grant a wish of whoever touches it, and molds the sacred realm to reflect the person's heart. The Triforce does not discriminate between good or evil. However, if a person without an equal balance of power, wisdom and courage makes a wish, the Triforce will split into 3 separate parts. The piece that best fits the wishmaker will be the only piece to remain in hand, whilst the other 2 will take residence to whoever most personifies them. Since the Triforce does not discriminate between good and evil, it's very possible that Zelda could have used the Triforce of Wisdom to save Midna. Had Zelda only given Midna her light-filled soul, her body would have lost physical form within the Twilight. Instead, it was unconscious and controlled like a puppet in the final boss fight with Ganondorf. It is unlikely that Zelda could have been possessed by Ganondorf with the Triforce of Wisdom protecting her. So in the end, Zelda sacrifices something very powerful and risks her own life to save Midna. Thanks for watching everybody, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and here on YouTube of course to stay up to date.